Hi, this is the 13th Wolfman. This is another top 5. Today's top 5 is going to be top 5 1980s comedies. Now, this one was a tough one for me. I'm like, okay, comedies. I'm trying to think of stuff and not use the same actor too many times. I don't want to fall back on like just Dan Aykroyd films or John Belushi or Bill Murray type of films. If I use them, I want to use them like only once. This is a personal thing. You can do whatever you want, you know. Um, so, that being said, let's get on with the top 5. At number 5 for the top 5 80s comedies is Weird Science. Anthony Michael Hall, Kelly LeBrock, Bill Paxton. These two guys, two super nerds use a computer and their noggins to build a girl like Frankenstein. This was a fun film to watch because, they spoof Frankenstein. They actually show that it's a live scene, as they're building Kelly LeBrock. And, it's Kelly LeBrock. So, this is a good film to watch. It's a John Hughes film, as everybody knows. He did movies like The Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles. He just did a bunch of films, and he knew how to reach out at the American teenager at the time in the 80s when he was making these films. It was almost like he knew what the teenagers were actually going through when it came to angst. So, that's number 5. Number 4, Stripes. Bill Murray, John Candy, Judge Reinhold, Warren Oates, PJ Souls, Sean Young, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre alum John LaRoquette. Oh, and Harold Ramis. I almost forgot. But come on, a lot of these people were in this movie were still being discovered. I mean, John LaRoquette, I don't think he had a Night Court yet. So he'd still just done like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and a few other movies as small little parts. And John Candy, unless you watched SCTV or something like that, you didn't really know who John Candy was. And this was like a year before Fast Times at Ridgemont High came out, so no one knew who Judge Reinhold was. So we got to watch a movie about a bunch of goofy people that join the army to get away from their natural life. And they had a good time doing it, really. Warren Oates is their drill sergeant, Sergeant Holka. Gets injured, and they have to carry on with their own drill, with their own training. Yeah, that's the way to go. So that's number 4. Number 3 would be Spies Like Us. I love this film. Again, I mean, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd. I see a lot of SNL, alum in the comedies that I really, really like, Even if you go back to Weird Science, Robert Downey Jr. and Michael Anthony Hall were both on SNL. So, as regulars, in the mid '80s. So, you got Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, and then through the rest of the film, you get to see like Sam Raimi and a bunch of other directors make like little cameos here and there in the film. And even, he's not a director, but Frank Oz, the guy that does Kermit the Frog, It's a neat film because you got these two guys that they're in the CIA, I believe it is. And CIA or FBI, one of the two agencies, and they want to become the international spy, the James Bond of America, But One's a super genius when it comes to cracking codes, and the other one's just basically a politician. And that doesn't really work well when it comes to putting them out and making them field agents. But the company needs a decoy to send in to a bad area so that the real agents can get their mission accomplished. So they send these two bumbling idiots in, thinking that they won't be able to get the mission accomplished, and they won't even know about the mission. They'll just go in and, distract the real people from whatever. But they're the ones that get the mission accomplished. Yeah, it's a favorite film of mine. So that makes number 3. What's number 2? Back to the Future. That's right. We all know what this movie is. I don't have to describe it to you. Michael J. Fox, Billy Zane, Christopher Lloyd, Thomas Wilson, and a billion other people were in this movie. It's a time travel movie. It's a fun time travel movie. It's a good movie to have. It's a good movie to watch. It's a good movie just to kick back and enjoy. I saw this movie, I think I told this story before, but I saw this movie like 6 times the day it came out. A friend of mine and I went to the first run theater that were in the town that we grew up in, and it was like a Saturday, the day after the movie came out, and we went down there and we saw it, and we watched the film. And after the film was over, we looked at one another and said, hey, I could watch that again. Ushers didn't come in and usher us out, so it was no big deal, Watch it again. We sat through every showing of that movie that day because the ushers weren't getting rid of us. We don't know what it was. I mean, we would be more than welcome to leave if they just say get out, but they didn't. And we sat through all 5 or 6 showings of Back to the Future the day that day. So that was fun. So that's numbers 5 through 2. What's number 1? I know there's going to be some people that disagree with this, but I just can't get enough of it. I love this movie. I just laugh every time I see this movie. There's 2 scenes in this movie that just make me just crack up, and that's the Money Pit. The Money Pit with Tom Hanks and Shelley Long. Normally, I can't stand Shelley Long. I think she's probably one of the worst actresses out there. I didn't like her on Cheers. I didn't like her in Troop Beverly Hills. Outrageous Fortune, whatever else you want to hang her hat on. But I did like her in Money Pit, and I don't know why. I can tolerate her because I think she's pretty much playing herself, And the 2 scenes that I love are the scene where they're filling the bath. If anyone's seen this movie, they're filling the bathtub with water. And as they fill the bathtub with the water, it just crashes through the floor. Tom Hanks loses it. He's already in like hysterics, just going off. That scene just makes me laugh. And then the other scene where Tom Hanks gets stuck in the floor, on the 2nd floor of the house, in the rug. And Shelley Long comes home and says, where are you? He goes, I'm in the den. She goes, I was just in there. You're not in there. He goes, I'm in the den. And comes around and looks, and he's stuck in this hole. And she kind of wiggles the rug a little bit. He falls straight through onto the ground. I love that scene too. So that's my top 5. I want to hear your top 5. I want to hear the comments. I want to hear the video responses. Just have a good time with it, please. They're all welcome, all the time. This is the 13th Wolf Band. I'm on the prowl.